When you think about folding phones, the first company that comes to mind for everyone, I believe, is Samsung. They're the company that first brought folding phones to the mass market, and they've embraced this new segment by realigning the launch dates and updating the devices on a yearly basis. We now know to expect two major Samsung launches each year, the Samsung S series at the beginning of the year and the Z series towards the fourth quarter. I think that shows commitment on Samsung's part. It shows they really believe in smartphones that can fold. So I've had the Galaxy Flip 4 for a few weeks now, and in this review, I'm going to share with you my experiences, some of the photos I've taken, what I think about the phone, and whether or not you should consider getting one. While there are now a couple of Android companies making foldables, I've only ever interacted with those made by Samsung. I've touched the Fold, but I've only ever used the Flip series as my main device. I believe the Fold series are the best implementation of folding screens. However, I find the Flip series to be the trendier, more exciting form factor. Please let me know which you prefer in the comment sections below. Whenever I'm asked what the good thing about foldable is, I always have one single answer. They have displays that can bend. Yep, that's all to it. And while people may want to say things like, that's boring, who asked for this, why do we need this? I think what they miss is the fact that this is the beauty of technology, the beauty of development. It's the same way we have huge cameras on phones nowadays. It's the same way processors on our devices are more powerful than we'll ever put to full use, but we still buy and upgrade our devices. So yes, no one asked for foldables, but that doesn't mean they're not exciting. The fact that the phone can fold gives rise to new features and new sort of use cases that normal phones will never have or will never dare implement. For example, on the new Galaxy Z Flip 4, there's an extra screen on the outside. Here you can put different widgets, see notifications and customize things to your taste. You don't need to always keep the full screen open and on. The extra display also acts as a viewfinder if someone is taking a shot of you, or if you prop up the device on a stand and want to take photos or videos of yourself using the more powerful back cameras. You also get cool multitasking options. The fact that the phone folds essentially allows you to be able to do more with the upper and the lower parts of the screens when you have it half open in flex mode. This comes in handy for things like the camera app, when you're video calling someone, when you're watching a video, or when you're just using the phone on the desk or on your hand. Flex mode makes multitasking all the more exciting, and given the aspect ratio of the device, each app when multitasking feels much more usable. It's also a pretty tiny phone when you need it to be, meaning you can hide it in small pockets. Something people have been marveling at whenever they've touched my Flip 4 is how it feels light on the hand. So it's a tiny and a light phone that you can easily, completely cover with your palm. Nice. Meaning it's very, very portable. When you walk around with a foldable, the main question you get is this: how fragile is it? Which is a valid question to ask, to be honest. I mean, the whole fact that the screen folds in half means it's not very strong, yeah? Well, this is the 4th generation foldable technology from Samsung. Samsung has grown more confident with the design, and you can feel it with the new Flip 4. The very thin layer of glass that's bonded with the plastic display feels tougher. The new hinge is really good. It's tougher and allows for more flexibility, unlike the hinge of the Flip 3. The crease at the middle is still there, but that's okay because when the phone is on, you don't see it. It also never affects your daily use. At the back, there's the Gorilla Victus Plus, which means scratching or breaking this device will be hard. The phone also uses armor-grade aluminum for the frame and is IPX8 rated for water resistance of up to 1.5 meters for 30 minutes. Dust particles remain the biggest problem for this device. Though the hinge is well sealed, significantly small particles can slip in, while significantly large particles can also scratch the main display. Which means only those who are constantly exposed to dust should be worried. If you're someone who takes care of your current device pretty well, this device won't be a problem for you. Here's another thing that I'm constantly asked. If the only thing about the phone that's unique is the fact that it folds, then why is it so expensive? Well, first of all, the folding mechanism means you need to re-engineer a couple of things. You need to make a hinge that must be smooth and be able to open and close many times without having issues. You also need to make a display that folds and opens many times without any issues and without scratching easily. You also need to have a protective layer around the display. You need to rework various internal components, for example the battery, to either be smaller or to be aligned differently to allow for the bending of the device. But Samsung didn't stop at that. They also made the phone have flagship specs. The device is powered by the 4nm Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, and it comes with 8 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of internal storage. There's now a larger 3700 mAh battery which supports 25W fast charging, and from my use offers more screen on time compared to the Flip 3 from last year. The specifications and the reworking to engineer a folding mechanism are what contributes to its $1,000 pricing. In Kenya though, our exchange rate for the shilling plus taxes are what contribute to its final pricing being quite high. If you're interested in acquiring one, Samsung has introduced partnerships with different companies so that you have purchase plans to help lower initial acquisition costs.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What are the cameras like is another question I've received. And I think the best thing to do, being this is a video, is to show you samples I've taken over the few weeks I've been using the device. The main 12-megapixel camera at the back is pretty good. It handles dynamic range pretty aggressively, which is a good thing for showing the contrast in pictures, but can come out quite annoying in certain situations. You'll also be able to enjoy a lot of nice point-and-shoot photos, both in good and low light conditions. Portrait mode shots also look quite good. Comparing the Flip 3 and the Flip 4 photos, you can see that they're pretty much almost similar. However, you'll see the Flip 4 has an edge on color and on vibrance. The 10-megapixel selfie camera is apt. If you're a content creator though, thanks to the back display, you can use the sharper rear camera for photos and videos. When Samsung first introduced foldables, I said this. As we've seen with fingerprint scanners, iris scanners, bezel-less devices, and now bendable displays, most times it's not really about whether users want something or not, whether it's a solution to an existing problem or not. Nope. It's about the joy of being able to do something, the excitement of our abilities as humans to innovate. I think that's the beauty of technology, and that's the fun of the new Flip 4 device. Having something that's different, something that stands out. A phone that allows you to hang up phone calls like in the early 2000s. What are your thoughts on the new Flip 4? Tell me in the comment sections below, and remember to subscribe.